So welcome to the Stainless Steel World podcast, again live from the Expo floor of Stainless Steel World Conference Expo 2025. I'm sitting here today with one of our sponsors for this year, Markus Kind, Managing Director of Kind in Germany. Welcome, Markus.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you again.
Thanks.
Now, Kind is quite a famous company because you are doing some incredible stuff for forgings. Your forgings find their way into some of the world's most amazing and ambitious projects, from superconducting magnets at CERN to the first generation of fusion power plants. You're using stainless steel, titanium, high performance alloys. Recent years, you've been focusing on the global shifts in energy and industry. So what are some of the emerging opportunities that you see coming up in the industry?
Well, we are in a decade of change, I would say. So due to the political issues and due to the environmental issues that we see, we are going through a change of energy production in the world. And this gives us a lot of opportunities. As you said before, we are working very actively in the fusion industry. So the fusion industry will be something that will be developing very strong in the next decade, I suppose. And furthermore, there is a renaissance in the nuclear industry. So we see small modular reactors, SMRs, coming up and some other applications. Furthermore, we are very actively working in LNG. So we are developing this market very actively as there will be huge needs also for LNG supply in the world in the next decade coming up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, one of the kind of prestige projects, and one of my personal favorites that you're involved with, of course, is ITER. For anyone who's not familiar with ITER, it's short for International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. It's a huge international science experiment, I guess you would call it. They're building a tokamak reactor to prove the scientific and technical viability of nuclear fusion as a new energy source. It's literally harnessing the power of the sun. We're thrilled that they're here on the Expo floor with us today at Stainless Steel World and speaking in the conference. Can you tell us, Markus, how is your company being involved with this amazing project?
Yeah, our history in ITER is very long. So we started with this project back nearly 20 years ago, when it was still in a very, very experimental stage. Even before it was decided to build it, we had some R&D trials. So we have a very long history in this project, and we have been deeply involved in the design phase and also in the construction of the project for more than 20 years now. So we are actively supplying a lot of forgings all over the world. As you know, this is an international project where 7 nations joined their forces together in order to realize it. And we have supplied forgings to 6 out of these 7 nations. So from the United States through India, South Korea, Japan, and of course in Europe, we supplied over the last 15 years more than 7,000 tons of open die forgings for this amazing project. And it really brought us to a different technical level. It's very important for us.
So this is very sort of pushing the envelope technology.
Absolutely right.
How are you able to use this and transfer it to other areas of industry or other applications?
Yeah, actually, we did. Due to the knowledge we gained for the manufacturing of the forgings for the ITER project, we were also able to serve other industries. First of all, other fusion projects. The fusion, as I said before, it's a very emerging industry. So nowadays we have more than 50 startups worldwide that are aiming to bring the first fusion power plant to the grid. And we are working actively with a lot of them. So we got very nice orders from the US for manufacturers also of tokamaks. Now we're actively working with a German startup because the German government has realized that this technology might be really worth to explore. And we're actively producing forgings now for all these new machines coming out.
Okay. And I know one of your sort of company philosophies is that you're sort of working to help make the world a better place.
Yeah, actually, this technology might really be the game changer in the future. If we get this working on this planet, this might be really the game changer. As I said before, it might really help us to get rid of all the climate negative gases that we are having. So it's really worth to work forward on that.
Your company has been a sponsor and a supporter of the Stainless Steel World events for many years, both in Europe and in Asia. What is it about these events that's so special to you that you keep coming back?
Well, the Stainless Steel World is a very special and very important event for us. Meanwhile, over the years, it developed perfectly. And yeah, it is, I would say, the leading event in the stainless steel industry, at least here in Europe. It's very concentrated. You can meet practically all the important players in the market at the same time within a 3-day time frame. And it developed excellently over the last decades, I would say.
Great. Now, you've been a member as well of our Stainless Steel World Steering
Yes,
Committee. You've helped
absolutely.
to form the conferences, to help select the key topics and the
Yes.
focus. What has that experience been like for you, being behind the scenes?
It's an amazing experience. I was asked to join the Stainless Steel World Committee 4 years ago, and I'm very happy to do so. You get very deep technical background, so we have excellent speakers in the conference. Yeah, you get a lot of information exchange about the industry, about new developments coming up, material science. So it's very important.
Hmm. Now, this year, if I'll look at some of the topics, it's so varied this year. We've got sessions ranging from sustainability and energy transition to AI, aerospace, fabrication, oil and gas, lots of
Absolutely.
topics. For you as a
Fantastic.
sponsor, what's the most interesting part about participating in the conference?
Well, yes, I mean, definitely we have to work on sustainability. This is very important. As I just said before, we are in an area of transition. So we really have to see how we're going to develop the very energy intensive industry of steel producing into a new, let's say, decade of decarbonization and energy transition. So I think this is one of the most important fields. And apart from that, we are looking for new developments, new alloys coming up, like the Alema Sanicro 35 alloy and other applications. So we're seeing a lot of new developments into the market at the moment.
Now, we're looking out over the busy Expo 4 from our position here today. Who are you hoping to meet?
As I just said before, you have a possibility to meet practically all the big players in the market. So from the melting shops to the fabricator, practically everybody is here. So we have very busy days at our booth. We have a very good possibility really to exchange information to practically all the important players in the market.
All right. Thanks for joining me today, Markus.
It was a pleasure, Joanne.
It was
Having
nice
me.
to sit and talk to you. Thanks for doing that podcast.
Okay, thank you very much.